What is going on? It's our turn. It is our turn to go ahead and electrify the crowd. I just want to thank everybody tuning in. Let me just give a big shout out to the guys here and the girls here who've set up this entire conference. This is day two. We will be talking about branded stable coins, enhancing the relationship that exists between the brand and the consumers. I got these three gentlemen here that will provide that information to us, provide that information to the entire crowd tuning in. Let's start with Corey. Corey, go ahead and introduce yourself first. Corey, you have yourself on mute. Corey,
Sorry about that.
come on, Corey, come on, man. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. My name is Corey Huang. I'm the CEO and founder of Stably. We are a fast-growing fintech company from Seattle, founded in 2018 by a team of former bankers and Amazon software engineers. We raised close to $3 million in venture capital funding to date with large investors such as Founder Startups, VNext, and Pay It Forward. We're also the blockchain developer for a wide range of cryptographic tokens and stablecoins backed by real assets such as US dollar, Canadian dollar, precious metals, and even real estate. We work with a wide range of B2B and enterprise clients ranging from exchanges, metal dealers, merchants, and other stablecoin companies as well as blockchain foundations. And our mission is to make financial transactions faster, cheaper, more transparent through a borderless digital money platform powered by open banking and blockchain technologies.
I felt like I felt like I was on Shark Tank and you were just telling me. And that's cool. Al, what's going on, Al?
What's up, David? Thanks for moderating the panel.
Yeah, go. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I got this little lag.
Well, I wanted to thank you for moderating the panel today. Looking forward to participating with these fine gentlemen on the topic of branded stablecoins. In terms of introducing myself, I'm a serial entrepreneur. Really pride myself on making a contribution at wherever I can to the greater good of the internet. I'm known for pioneering across the internet what's known as software-defined interconnection, which is now a multi-billion-dollar industry. Following that, in 2017, really became really intrigued with the innovation around fintech and martech, inclusive of blockchain, and with that founded the Digital Bits project, which is focused on being a blockchain for branded currencies, inclusive of branded stablecoins, and which has led to the development as well of the Digital Bits network, and really, really excited with over the years the interest and the support from various organizations, other technology companies, other enterprises, and so forth that have surrounded the Digital Bits project, inclusive of the support that we've gotten from both of these gentlemen, both Stably and the XTB Foundation, which obviously Mike will talk more about.
So basically, you're doing big things, and and you're, I love when people say serial entrepreneur, like kind of like when, my God, I hate when that happens. I hate Siri. I was going to say the serial entrepreneur thing is Siri. She said it's not nice. Mike, going to Mike here, and I'll get back to that serial entrepreneur thing because I love when people say that. Michael, what's going on? It's like the first time we're talking. Wink, wink. Introduce yourself to the public and tell them what you're about.
Yeah, thanks, David. So I'm Michael Gord. I'm also a serial entrepreneur and investor. I've been focused on blockchain technology and digital assets for just about my whole career. I've worked with some of the biggest enterprises, Fortune 500 enterprises, governments around the world, and some of the largest digital asset offerings that have come to market, totaling now over several $billions in market capitalization. And for the past couple quarters now, I've been working really closely with Al on building out the XTB Foundation, which is focused on creating the community and accelerating adoption of branded currencies and branded stablecoins, and creating an environment where we can onboard significant enterprises to our ecosystem.
That is awesome. Like I'm big on stablecoins, so I'm interested in this topic today. I'm interested in hearing what you guys have to say. Not only just to the crowd, to me personally, I want to sit back and actually hear uh, the experts in the stablecoin space go ahead and lecture me on it. But before we go ahead, as always, we got some major news. We had major news today where PayPal went ahead and said to everybody in the United States, you can go ahead and start using Bitcoin. And Charlie went ahead and attempted to do it right live on the Futurist conference. You guys have an announcement today, Corey and Al. You guys have this big announcement. So what is it? Who's going to do it? Corey, you told me you wanted to do it, so go ahead. You have the microphone.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Stably is very proud to announce that we have decided to expand our future stablecoin and tokenized asset products onto the Digital Bits blockchain platform, thanks to its faster speed and lower transaction costs, which makes scalability much more feasible for payments-focused projects that we're working on with a lot of the enterprise clients.
Al, excited?
Very excited. Really excited to see fast forward organizations like Stably. Not only have they created a wonderful stablecoin as a service platform, but we're very early in creating one of the first stablecoins that are in the market, USDS, and looking forward to seeing that also be available on the Digital Bits blockchain.
Corey, Al, what does this do for your two projects by coming together here? What does it do? What do you see it doing for you? From your side and from your side, what does it do? And then you could talk about what does it do for the industry as a whole.
Absolutely.
Happy to start. One of the things I admire about Stably is there's been a common vision around branded currencies and particularly branded stablecoins. However, Digital Bits itself is more at an infrastructure protocol layer. It's not necessarily at an application layer, and applications are important to making things easy for enterprises, for brands, for virtually everybody. And so it's to really you have a project, you have a network and so forth on one hand with Digital Bits, supported by the XTB Foundation and so on. And then you have a commercial organization in Stably, among others. And but in the case of Stably specifically, really complementary in terms of and how it just makes things easier for organizations that look to leverage the Digital Bits blockchain if they're out there looking to develop a branded stablecoin or what have you.
Cool. And Corey, your side, give me a minute on it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're starting to work with a lot of enterprise clients, a lot of businesses that are interested in creating their own brand of digital money. And a lot of these businesses are more focused on payments use cases because, obviously they're looking for their customers to use this stablecoin that's branded for them as a mean of payments within their ecosystem or maybe even outside their ecosystem. And so, as you all know, Ethereum at the moment is not too scalable or optimally suitable for the payment use case. I think transaction per second for Ethereum is only about 15 to 20. Whereas, if you go to players like Visa, MasterCard, you can see tens of thousands of transactions per second, right? So the Digital Bits blockchain actually offer that sort of throughput. And, with that kind of scalability, we can find a lot more clients that could use this technology to apply toward payments use cases within their ecosystem.
I like that. All right, but I'm thinking of something. So like I'm thinking about mass adoption, which I constantly talk about. Like if you guys listen to my podcast or you tune into me yapping away on social media, I'm always talking about mass adoption. So which will lead me to this: how do stable coins support mainstream adoption? And I will go ahead and start with. I don't want to leave Michael out here, man. He's just sitting here. Mike, start with it.
Yeah, so just to preface, actually, my fundamental goal of entering the industry has been to accelerate mass adoption of digital assets and blockchain technology. And I thought the best way to do that when I started was by working with enterprises to build blockchain technology to accelerate their adoption. And then now that we have the ability to create any number of digital assets, I think that branded currencies and branded stablecoins is that tipping point. So there is now hundreds of billions of dollars of loyalty coins that are currently locked up, and there is also a significant number of cashback programs. So instead of having locked up loyalty programs and instead of having arbitrary cashback programs, that whole thing can be put onto the blockchain. So for any and now every enterprise is going to be able to put their loyalty infrastructure onto the blockchain, so that if you buy anything, for example, a coffee at Starbucks, instead of getting, you'll be able to get rewards and that's just an arbitrary example. You'll be able to get rewards in that company's currency, where if you then use that company's currency to buy additional goods from the brand, you would be able to get additional value for participating in their loyalty network. So ultimately,
it really creates a hybrid. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, go for it.
He's not sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm not sorry. I'm sorry. He passed the baton there, I thought. So I just okay. In any event, so
but that's cool. That's cool for the end user who goes to Starbucks hypothetically.
Yeah,
gets rewarded.
That's right. Yeah, I was going to elaborate on that. So, in regards to that, you have these legacy loyalty points in one sort of swim lane, but in the whole sphere of loyalty rewards, you also have a means of reward has been cashback. You go and use your Visa card with your bank, and you maybe get 1%. Maybe at Starbucks you get 10%, and so on. But you're getting cash in that example. It leaves the system. It doesn't provide any perpetual benefit, even to the brand. And so branded stablecoins introduces the means of creating a loyalty, rewards, and cashback instrument. From the standpoint of the consumer, it's very easy to understand stablecoin because it is, in essence, pegged to the dollar. So it's not a foreign currency. What's a loyalty point worth? It's stable. It's the dollar. They understand it. The benefit to the brand is that it's programmatic. They can understand it. And so it doesn't necessarily leave its ecosystem or its perspective. And so they have the opportunity to, the terms typically used in this space is earning and burning. You earn points and then you're burning and spending. They can identify patterns in how someone spends. So if you go and then use your Starbucks dollar at Starbucks, you could be rewarded beyond just getting your traditional sort of cashback, additional incentive, because you're staying loyal to the brand. And by utilizing that currency, it's in essence a demonstration of that. If you get cash back, I mean, it's cash. You go next time and purchase a product. It doesn't necessarily identify whether or not how you got that cash, even though it may have been from some cashback activity previously. And so the whole notion of branded stablecoins introduces those programmatic capability and the ability for both the consumer and brand to have an enhanced benefit. And as a result of that, I think it just creates a sort of win-win. And it's an entirely new asset category for reward that is opening up, that sits alongside the whole sphere of generic of stable coins. Branded stable coins provide a much more special opportunity in a lot of cases for consumer engagement.
Cardi, what do you feel about that? Or have the gentleman already answered the questions completely?
I mean, they've answered definitely a lot of the same points that I would like to bring up as well. I like to add some more points on how a branded stablecoin can benefit actually the company or the brand, since we have already talked a lot about how the consumer can benefit.
Can I
So,
interrupt you here? Can I ask you this question? Why should someone invest in a tokenized brand compared to a stock in a public company?
compared to a stock in a public company? Branded stablecoins are not really meant for investing, right? They're meant to be used. Like you don't invest in, I guess, Shell rewards. I mean, I have a ton of those. Technically, I could call that an investment, but I stocked up on my Shell reward points, so I go up to Shell gas stations. So I can use them. I don't really expect to like sell them off to somebody else and make a profit, right? So it's more of a utility play than it is an investment play.
Yeah. Okay. But you can. It was a question that when you started with it, I just wanted to ask you in particular. So you got that. You got that right. What else did you want to say though? Before I cut you off.
Hmm. Let me trace back my goldfish brain here really quick. I was
Oh God.
to elaborate on how brands and companies can actually benefit from issuing their own, branded digital currency.
Yeah.
So obviously, the first thing is marketing, right? If nations can have their own brand of money, why shouldn't large brands? Facebook is large, Walmart is large, right? Amazon is very large, right? So and all of them have their own network effect. It be a network effect, or is it like a customer base that they can, kind of like turn this network effect into something that is very, that is very valuable to them in terms of marketing and promotions and loyalty and customer rewards and things like that. Another thing that's good about branded stablecoins for businesses is it can actually help reduce their payment processing expenses. Because blockchain transaction doesn't really cost anything to process. So if customers use blockchain transaction to pay for things instead of using cards or more traditional methods, then it would end up savings a lot more money to the brand itself. And actually, having your own brand digital currency means you can also find out new ways to monetize them, right? And I mean, stablecoins is really kind of like the next evolution. The current evolution that we have right now, you don't really need to look anywhere far. Look at Walmart, right? They have this thing called the Walmart Money Card. Walmart is trying basically to kind of evolve to kind of like a bank almost, like a Walmart bank almost. And you can have this card. You can load money into it. It functions just like any other prepaid debit card. And when you spend it within Walmart, you get 2-3% back. It also, the card also pays you 2% APY, like which is more than most bank account right now. And it also enters you into a sweepstakes, so you can win prizes. And I think ever since they launched out that program in 2 or 3 years ago, it's gained quite a lot of traction. I think they have over $2 or $3 billion worth of assets deposited within that card already. So imagine someone like that, or a lot of other large brands out there that want to take this to the next level and not just use traditional legacy technology, but evolve to the blockchain technology level, which is stablecoins.
Let me ask you this question. Is there a weakness with digital assets and brand tokens being held off of chain without transparency? That
So
goes
for
for
me,
everybody.
I think that all branded currencies by default will be a digital asset on chain with transparent velocity. But continuing with the Walmart example, or any of these large enterprises that have bank accounts around the world, they need to hold dozens potentially of currencies on their balance sheets because they are transacting globally, there is no value. There's no value for Walmart in transacting with any fiat currency. It actually costs a significant percentage to transact with fiat currency. On the other hand, they have significant treasuries that can be collateralized on the blockchain, and there can be enormous value in transacting with their own currency, where they can give that value back to their users or to their audience for participating in that network.
Now, let me ask you this: is audits essential for stable coins from third parties? Like, is it essential for stable coins to have credibility?
Absolutely.
To
I
have
mean, stable
to have
coins. I
audits,
mean,
right?
even yeah, I think even if stable coins are, created or issued by large brands out there that you're more familiar with, ultimately, who will be custodying the assets, the reserve of those stable coins? It's likely going to be banks, regulated banks that are FDIC insured, right? And of course, we're always, I mean, not just us. I think it's been a standard set in the industry that if you are a stablecoin, you need to have audits, so to establish that level of trust and transparency. So if you don't do it, then you're just kind of making yourself look very bad in front of everyone
Say,
else.
you can go ahead. You can say what you really feel. Um, Listen, you know what? Like, people tune into this because they want to get real answers, and like you're giving it to them. But like we can go to the next level with it also. So don't be scared. Like, don't be shy. Like, hit them with it. Um, what's up with you guys? Upcoming between Stably and with Digital Bits, and that question is for Corey and for Mike.
Corey,
Mike, you want to go first? Okay, sure. Yeah.
I'll
So
pick. Go ahead, Corey. Corey's the lead man. He's our leader of hitter here.
yeah. So coming up next, we are looking forward to issue our US dollar-backed stablecoin, USDS, onto the digital bits blockchain, and also integrating the digital bits blockchain with our Stably Prime account, which will serve as kind of like the global fiat on and off ramp for digital bits based tokens. And then next year, we also look forward to bring more and more tokenized asset classes onto the chains, and also work more with more enterprise clients and major brands to issue branded stablecoins, hopefully on the digital bits network as well.
Michael.
So we have a lot that we have been working on behind the scenes over in the next couple weeks. We have a significant series of announcements that I'm excited to share, and that will include several currencies being issued on the digital bits blockchain. So stay tuned for that.
Al, I feel like we left you out. Like
You did, yeah.
I did I leave you out? Honestly, can I ask you a question then? And
Sure.
maybe you can go ahead and you can chime in here. My question would be, because I asked about the auditing, right? Do third-party auditors cause potential, or they potentially cause data to leak or be vulnerable to hacks?
So I guess it depends on the type of audit we're referring to. If we're referring to sort of the attestation that occurs with stablecoins or fiat, I wouldn't necessarily think that's a hack issue. They're simply attesting to what fiat dollars month over month, corroborating what the perhaps say trust company or custodian is reporting to attest to it being valid and accurate. So I think it's an important thing to provide transparency. I don't think there's any vulnerability from a hacking standpoint at all. There's obviously
Or
other
leaks, or leaks, basically,
leaks.
or leaks.
Yeah, I don't think it's a leak thing either.
Yeah.
If it's a publicly listed, not publicly, but a stable coin that's on exchanges, it's visible on a blockchain. It's reporting what's in circulating supply, and it's just simply corroborating that. So I don't necessarily think that it's something that could propose or present issues around leakage or leaking.
If I just hold on one second because I want to see if there's a question from the crowd. Okay, so um, one last thing that I want to say is before I ask you this question, I think personally, thank you very much for answering all those questions. I think brand stable coins are essential for mass adoption. I think you'll see a lot of people jump in. Like you gave the example today with Starbucks. Like you go to Starbucks, you get those incentives. Like that's huge. So like if we're gonna go ahead and take stable coins to the next level, obviously branding them is essential. So I enjoyed that conversation, which leads me to this. The question is, what is your final futuristic prediction? I'm
I
going to
happen to
start
go
with
first.
Al right now. I'm starting with
Yeah.
Al.
All right.
Okay, Al.
So
August
my
2021. That's the question. That's what they're
yeah.
posing to me right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to take this to perhaps a different sort of like from a comparable perspective. If we look at today, the market capitalization of Ethereum, just checked a few seconds ago, it's like 50 billion or what have you. I think by August 2021, there's a lot happening in the stablecoin universe, inclusive of branded stablecoin, but just generically in terms of you have Tether out there, you have USDC. You take that basket that already exists, as well as the basket that is coming. I believe it's quite possible by August 2021 that that basket of stable coins will surpass the market capitalization of Ethereum and then just keep going. This is very much just the beginning. I share your sentiment in terms of branded stablecoins. It's an easy way for most of society. Their first crypto is going to be a branded stablecoin that they come into contact with. It's not going
Okay.
to, Bitcoin might be the second, but it won't be the first. And that's, I think by August 2021, the basket of branded stablecoins and stablecoins collectively will surpass the market capitalization of Ethereum.
That is bold, Michael. Your take.
I have two predictions. The first is related to blockchains, and that is that there will be millions of users of branded stablecoins daily. And the second is that NASA just identified that there is 300 million potentially habitable planets. So by this time next year, we will identify at least one life outside of Earth.
You guys should brand some of these habitable planets that NASA has found. Corey,
Indeed.
Corey, you go
Um,
ahead and finish that question.
by August of 2021, can I go a little bit forward to November? I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving of next year when all these branded stablecoins start throwing out discounts and promotions. Can you imagine what the Amazon stablecoin would do during that kind of season? And you have a whole bunch of them giving out unique promotions and reward. There's going to be a ton of arbitrage opportunities for market participants. So I look forward to it. I really look forward to it. And
Listen,
looking forward to spend my branded stablecoin in a bunch of places in the future and save a bunch of money.
I appreciate the time today that you guys took out to go ahead and join us today here to talk about branded stable coins. I appreciate that you didn't run me over like Mike Wallace got run over by Trump and Biden. Um, so I'm thankful for that. I really do think, though, and I'll be repetitive with it and say that branded stable coins are a must for mass adoption to bring people into the space. We need that. So I hope because you guys are the smart guys. I'm just a guy who's just asking questions. But I hope you guys can put something together to go ahead and set that into course and bring more people into this industry because blockchain is super, super, super important. Because if we actually had blockchain during the U.S. elections, we wouldn't have problems right now. Uh, and to that point, guys, thank you very much for coming on. And For those who've tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in to the Futurist Conference. Up next, I don't know what's up next, but I saw Ashton, so I know it's going to be good. So you guys check it out; it's going to be killer.
Thank you,
Awesome.
David.
All right.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David.